Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good evening, whatever time zone you guys are in. Welcome back to the stream. I'm your host, Kommissar Azura, and we're
And
back
I'm Mary.
in. Yeah, and Mari.
Just thought
And
I'd
our
get that
special
out there.
guest today, Janovich.
Good day, everyone.
Good day to you too. And welcome back to another episode of Wardames Radio. So,
I
yeah.
was expecting a bit more of the dames, but it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, sadly, the Archmage is dealing with firmware issues.
Yes. Doing some with hardware and software issues.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
but yes, I would like to just start off by saying, well played today, Sir Janovic, with your video. Well played.
Did your heart hold on? Did it survive?
Oh, all I could say is
Most
the
people must
the,
have seen it coming.
the size of
I hope.
the pair you have to take shots at GW like that. I love it. Oh, but nah, it's all in good fun with April Fools. So. But yeah, do you wanna tell everyone a little bit about yourself then?
I'm from the Netherlands, which you may hear from my accent, my beautiful Dutch accent.
Mm-hmm.
I started Frax in 2021 in January and worked on that for almost a year in total. I did some other stuff on the side, like the Frax lore animated
Mhm.
series, a lot of other videos. I finished up Sword Brethren. Most people don't know that I have another Warhammer film, which is called Sword Brethren, which is about the Black Templars. And
Ah.
I finished that up as well in 2021. I made a remastered version with improved sound and all the episodes together, which is about 15 minutes long. You can watch it on my channel. But the quality difference is quite obvious. Sword Brethren is a bit more amateuristic. I think that's fair.
That is fair. That is fair. So, so what do you do before you start animating Frax?
What were you doing
I
before you?
worked. When
Sorry.
I was in art school, I made a couple Space Marine models, which I used to do some wallpapers.
Mhm.
And I did like 10 of them or something, and they turned out pretty nice. So I had that model already, and um, I just decided to rig it and start doing Sword Brethren. At that point,
Ah.
uh, I started working for a big media company as a 3D rigger as well.
Mhm.
And after a year, I quit working there and I did some other jobs. But during COVID, I was laid off at my job
Yeah.
because there was just no work, and I was just sitting home every day doing nothing. So we decided to separate.
Yep.
And at that point, I had like one other job offer that didn't work out, and I was like, it's now or never. I'm just gonna do this full time. So I started
Mhm.
working on Frax, and I shared all those creating Frax videos as well. And people, I think a lot of people got excited about how much time and effort and work I put into all those models.
Mhm.
And then it started to grow. My channel started to grow, and now we're here.
Now we're here.
Making fun of Warhammer Plus every day.
Eh,
I'm
I
like,
guess it's kind of warranted though. That's all I
It's
can say.
100% warranted. It's
yeah,
Yeah,
this. I'm
like
actually curious on like, what do you use as the base for modeling the creek? Like, what inspired you to make creek in particular?
Oh, right. I was actually totally like deeply interested in World War One for a really long time. Actually, my graduation film was about World War One. So
Ah,
when you're interested in Warhammer 40k and World War One, then the Death Corps of Creek is just a
yeah,
match made in heaven.
yeah.
Yeah. So it was an obvious choice for me.
I get you on that. I get you on that. Like, it's pretty much the same with me when working in when I'm still working at TIOW, which is the Arma 3 mod. That's like 40k stuff. Yeah, that's
Hmm.
pretty much the one of the big reasons why we made the uh what's called, yeah, why we had the click first. Like, and
You
sometimes
had
like
the
looking
what?
at Cadian, the clicks.
Oh,
Yeah. The mod started off with Krieg as like the main regiment, didn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
The real
It's
question
just
is, when are you gonna
well,
add the Maccabi and Janissaries?
at this point, it's basically the only regiment that really matters. I like Games Workshop. They killed a lot of the regiments, like the Catachans and the what do you call
Valhallans.
the Desert Warriors,
Oh, the Talarn.
Teleron. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sad that
So
they
yeah,
killed off Valhallans.
and the Cadians have no home planet, so they don't count.
yeah.
Shady
Cadian
as
doesn't
hell.
count.
Cadia doesn't stand. Ugh.
So everybody's slowly going over to the creek, which is good.
Yeah,
They should.
yeah.
I tell you that much. I tell you, gas mask prices are going out through the roof.
So
Uh,
I think the best base for a Krieg gas mask is the Russian GP5. It has just
Mhm.
the perfect aesthetic.
it does. But it also gives the Kriegers that little bit of a Gopnik feel.
Yeah,
World War
sometimes
One
they can be
Gopnik.
Russian instead of German. It works.
I mean, they're okay. So I think they're still more French than German.
I think it
French.
really depends on which regiment they're coloured in. Really.
I mean,
If you paint them
like the
blue, they could
official
be French.
ones.
Oh
Yeah, like
yeah,
when you
blue
paint them
one's French.
blue, and
Yeah, but it's
how
that.
they tag their uniform with like the
Yeah, that's true.
little buckle on the sides are French style, basically.
Uh, yeah, I made a video about that, and their uniform, like the trench coat, it's basically entirely French in its
Yeah,
shape, and then it has a
the
lot of German
helmet
elements
is
on top of it.
German. Yeah,
Hmm.
but like the cuirassiers, like the what's the cuirassiers for click? Like the horseman, death riders.
Oh, the Death
Death
Riders?
Riders. Yes.
Yeah, death riders do look a bit more French with their aesthetics.
Yeah, the
For
cuirass. It's pretty
yeah,
French.
the cuirass.
Hmm.
But
But yeah,
yeah,
they seem to be
it's
inspired by basically every faction in World War One on the Western Front.
yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. It's just
Uh,
weird whenever people like just say that, oh, it's all just German. Like, no, it's a bit of everything.
Well, you can't really say they're wrong because their home planet is literally German for
Yeah, it's
war.
true.
yeah,
It's not
it's
Well,
very
just like
subtle. Yeah.
yeah, it's not
none
very
of them are
subtle.
really. They're not really natural borns anymore. They're all grown in vats. Oh, poor
I
Kriegers.
mean, so does a lot of Mechanicus.
Yeah, but the Mechanicus are weird toaster bangers. Ugh.
How did
Fine.
that meme come about? I don't know the origin of the toaster.
I don't.
Uh, I
Toaster
think
fuckers.
that was from 4chan, which is like basically 99% of all 40k memes.
Fair,
I think
fair.
Yeah.
I think it's a pretty old joke from way back when. Yeah, it's from 4chan. It's from DG. I'm like,
Oh, yeah, it would come from VG, wouldn't it?
no, not TG. traditional gaming,
VG,
not
right? I
not
thought
VG.
that was called
Yeah.
VG. I was like,
No. Fiji didn't care. Fiji didn't care about 40k that much.
Well, if VG got their hands on it first, to be honest. But
Well, if it's
one
from
thing I-
if it's from 4chan, then it has a certain charm, a
yeah.
Yeah.
certain
One thing
internet
I want to
charm.
ask, though,
Let's just say that.
one thing I want to ask, like, outside of all the videos and shit posting about what went down, how did you feel about the great? What went through your head during the great fan apocalypse?
Well, I was in the middle of it. I was working on Frax about 6 months when that happened, which
Yeah.
really sucked, I can tell you.
Yeah.
Like, it was such an uncertain time for everyone. Like, nobody knew what was gonna happen.
Mhm.
So, at that point, I think I lost motivation for about half a month to a month. I was just like, I don't know if I can continue or if I should even publish my work. Or I did a lot of precautions, like the whole creating Frax series. I had thumbnails with the Aquila in the thumbnail, and I removed all of that. I changed all the descriptions, put a lot of legal disclaimers on everything. So it's just
Mhm.
not fun. Yeah. And then at some point, it actually brought all the creators together. There was a Discord, and we basically invited all the creators there and talked about, like, what do you know? Are you in contact with Games Workshop? Have they sent you an email? Like, what can we expect? And then at some point, I think we all calmed down a little bit. Started making plans for the future.
Yeah, because like I know it took a lot of good animators off of the Warhammer community. Like we lost Sodas, which was that was really sad because Sodas was actually a really good inspiration for why I started getting into Warhammer. And
He's
then
a really good
obviously,
animator, like
oh yeah,
A tier. Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm. And
then
Even though it's
absolutely nothing also stopped making 40k content pretty much.
then we
Yes.
lost text to speech as well.
There was one guy who posted his Dread Fall animation with.
Yeah. And there was
right,
there was
yeah.
another one. I can't remember the name of the creator, but I have it saved on my computer. I will say, if you remember the animatic for The Last Church that went up on YouTube a while ago.
Mhm.
That
Yeah, I
was
know that
actually
one. I saw that animation.
That was a really good one. I'm glad I saved it for history's sake.
He
Yeah, it
was on
sucks
the
because
creator of The Lost Church was on an interview with Kill Team Hungary, and he explained a lot of stuff about what went down.
Ah,
It's quite a long interview, but it's interesting.
wait, which one? Which of the team? The artist?
Kill Team Hungary is
Or
a
like
YouTube channel.
Oh right, yeah. No, like I was talking about the like who in the team that talked to Kill Team Hungary.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm
I
like,
I think it was like
was.
I think it was the key animator.
I think it was just one
okay.
guy and his friend or something who made it.
Yeah.
No, I know, like the major artist in that, like the one that's usually drawing all the things, because I work with him on the IOW as well. So yeah, so I'm like curious.
Right.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah. I don't know. It's just a mix of like things that with Warhammer, with Warhammer Plus, I'm just like seeing a lot of like some of my friends who are in the like Joas, like Joas, like he got in the Warhammer Plus working on Exodus, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, those guys are getting crunched to death. Absolutely, no doubt about it.
Yeah. Yeah, he had like cut down a lot on his like modding things. Like he had to like leave the IOW because of that. I barely had any social.
Yeah, real shame.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the Extradite is about to wrap up. Actually, I don't think it's gonna be like 10 episodes. I heard some rumors that it's gonna be much
No,
shorter than
I
Angels of Death.
yeah, I think it's gonna be like I would say 6 at most.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't think it's gonna go on for like.
Or we will not see because obviously Games Workshop promised us episode 3 in March, but they didn't deliver. So,
Yeah, that's. I mean, that's that's their April Fool's joke instead of the squad.
uh,
I'm like
but
curious
yeah,
though.
it
But
was
what
quite
do you
bad
think?
actually. They oh sorry, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Go ahead.
okay.
Go ahead.
Well,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for interrupting.
yeah, they made a community post where they addressed the irregularity of the episodes and the releases. So they basically said like, "Hey guys, we heard you. We're gonna make scheduled releases." And then the
Mm-hmm.
first release that was supposed to happen didn't happen. So yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
I think
I mean, it's
one other
GW.
thing that put me off the whole Warhammer Plus thing when it came to the animations was the changes they made to Astartes. Like all
that
those
was a
audio
yeah,
changes.
that was a warning.
It's like that was just like that the sound effects that they had to do for the re-editing of that were very like they almost sounded very I want to say shit compared to the original version that first went up on YouTube.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I think everyone shares your opinion there.
Yeah, I hope so. Don't want to be the black sheep on that one.
Nah. Yeah, like people saying
Fair
maybe
enough.
it was for legal reasons, right? But like still, they're like a really big company. They can hire someone competent to do that. They don't have to cut
Uh-huh.
any corners. They have like the
Yeah.
biggest budget you can imagine.
Hold on, my
So
dog
just
is
the fact that
Unless
a
they didn't spend any budget.
single guy can do it better than professionals. It's paid professionals who do it full time. It's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you basically know you have a bad product when like noobs who are, you know, whose professional is in a completely different direction that can point out the mistakes like the first time they watch it. And that's basically happening to every single Games Workshop product at this moment. So that's a
Yeah.
big problem, in my opinion.
Mm. And like another note on that, like with the sound effects and all of that. They already had like a massive library from all the trailers and shit that they've made for like Warhammer in the past that were decent sound effects. Why not just use those? That would have saved them even more money.
There's another thing that could have saved them a lot of money. That would be to, Hammer and Bolter, right? When they have these like
Yep.
Oh yeah,
small stories. I don't understand why they don't just use stories that already exist. Like, why
instead
do
of
they write new
writing,
stories? I
yeah,
don't get it.
Yeah. And like the animation was like really, really weird. Like
it was different. It was hit and miss depending on the episode
Mhm.
because some episodes were decent, and then there was that one. Was it the one with the Primar, like the assault intercessor fighting the striking scorpion?
Yes.
The one was like a fucking slideshow, pretty much.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Uh,
it's a PowerPoint animation.
but then, like, you have ones like the ones that they, teased back when they first showed off Hammer and Bolter, like the one with I think it's the one with the Calexis assassin,
Mhm.
like coming out of like that pool of like blood. that one looked pretty good, but then like you see a very, very weird looking in Primaris Marines.
Yeah. I actually tried to like fix some of the animation. So I went kind of deep into the problem.
Mhm.
But the problem is that the frame rate's just completely inconsistent. Like normally if you try to save time, you just go on doubles. So you use like 12 frames per second and you double them. So you get 24 frames per second.
Yeah.
But they don't have that. They have like sometimes they're going with like 24 frames per second, and then another shot they're going like 12, and sometimes 8 or 6, or just standing still, or there's just absolutely no consistency to what they're doing. It's very strange. And then the effects are like in the worst example was the Fangs episode, I think, where like
Oh,
the snow effect is
yeah.
like on 8 frames per second and the characters are on 4 or 6, and there was just no way to fix that. It was just
Why?
Yeah.
Like, did they want the snow to look intentionally faster to make it look a heavier snowfall or something?
I think they just didn't have enough drawings of the characters to, you know, keep up with the snow.
Yeah,
As sad as that sounds.
that just makes no sense to me.
Yeah, I've never seen anything that worse, like that bad.
Think
And
Mhm.
it's not
what
like
was
the characters are somewhat completely drawn, right? It's the anatomy is not that bad. It's just
The animation was all over
yeah.
the place.
yeah, it's just eh. Like some of this like again. I think what happened was they put way too much of their budget when it came to animations and stuff into Angels of Death, and then just ran out of money for everything else. Because out of anything they've done, the Angels of Death was still somewhat watchable.
Well, the quality did go down in the later episodes a lot. The first couple ones
Yeah,
were pretty enjoyable. Yeah,
yeah.
like this, like if you ignore like the weird facial animations, it was pretty good.
Mhm.
You could tell like Richard Boylan, if he was, I think he was working on that. Like you can tell, like the first couple episodes, he put a lot of effort into the script and making sure everything made sense. The characters were interesting.
But no, actually, no.
The weird
There's a good
thing
question.
about it was there was in the credit roll of every episode, they say like who worked on that, and the animation studio they hired for that I just could not find. It was like a um, what do you call it? Like some postal address that just did not exist for some reason. Like they tried to keep it hidden or something. I don't know.
Jesus, just a poor
Jesus.
attempt at hiding
Somewhere
it.
in Canada, like a postal address that just was totally anonymous. Anonymous. I don't know why.
Mhm.
Because in Hammer and Bolter, I think they made it clear uh, which studio it was. So,
Mhm.
but for Angels of Death, they didn't.
Yeah. No, there's a good question there from Elosin about. Or no, oh, it's from Eddie. So or Eagle. Sorry, I can't even read today. Bleh. Oh my god, my brain is just. But no, with how piss poor GW funded their animations, how do you think about the Eisenhorn TV series gonna end? Oh, I don't want to think. I don't want to think about the Eisenhorn TV show.
Oh right, yeah. They're trying to do Eisenhorn with.
Yeah.
Have they actually like announced who is going to be Eisenhorn?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so as
Because I
well.
think it's still in pre-production.
Mhm.
So they're not shooting, right?
No, they haven't shot anything yet. Like I think it's still in pre-production.
Well, the quality is really going to depend on how they license it out.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
if Games Workshop get their hands on it, it's going to be really bad. But if it's just a studio like buying the license for that particular series, then it can actually be good.
Like, okay, like this is just my my like I want this to happen. Like I want Mark Strong to retain his play as Eisenhorn.
From what I can see, like the only thing that they have news-wise about it is who's the showrunner and who's the lead producer.
Mm-hmm.
So we got it's Frank Spotnitz, and he's apparently the guy that show ran Man in the High Castle for Amazon.
Oh god. Oh no, so it's not gonna be good. It's gonna be all talking. Oh no.
I mean, the first season was okay. Season was okay when it was still following the book.
When it was still following the book, that's where we draw the line. Yeah.
He was okay. No, he was the showrunner. Warforge, I think. I'm pretty sure he was the showrunner for Man in the High Castle.
I've never seen that, so I cannot judge what
It
that's like.
was not a good series. It was not a good series. It was bad. They changed a lot of like the details.
Well, you could also imagine Games Workshop is just looking for some party who's just being a yes man, essentially.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Though
They're not gonna go with some like experimental director on this. I
no,
don't think.
No.
they're not gonna get JJ on that one.
So many lens flares. God.
God. At least it's not fucking Michael Bay. Ah, yes, explosions and weird wide-angle lenses from the ground. Well, they do have that other animation that's coming up soon. Now that they showed the pre-launch trailer, what's it called? Interrogator.
Yes, that one.
All black and white, like crime noir style.
Yeah, it's
Who
basically
knows?
But we already
It might
have
be
a
good.
good 40k movie. It's called Dune.
You know, looking at the pre-launch trailer for Interrogator, it doesn't look too bad. But that's mostly because I like, that film noir kind of style.
what's that series called again? The black and white city something?
Sin City.
Sin
Sin
City,
City?
yeah, that one.
Yeah, the movie.
Yeah.
No, it's a lot like Sin City.
I'd say it's basically a rip-off.
I mean, isn't that like most Inquisitor stuff, really? Like anything to do with like investigators or Inquisitors in the Warhammer universe?
I mean, I do like the aesthetics. Like, like noir book aesthetics. It's always cool.
Like some of the if they adapted some of the like Warhammer crime books, I'd be happy. Like
Yeah.
like the one about the Rattling and the Olgrin working together. Imagine that as like a short like a mini series.
But
No.
talking about
In
Ogryns
2022, you
though.
will only get Primaris. Primaris working together with other Primaris.
Yeah,
Primaris with
but
Primaris.
talking about Ogryn though. Yeah, we finally got a release date for Dark Tide
Oh yeah, Dark Tide's coming out soon.
in September.
About time.
Third time's the
I've been
charm.
wanting to cut heretics apart for ages now. Oh, what else we got?
Well, we got the squad trailer.
Oh
what
yeah,
do you think
the
about it?
Squat trailer. Did you see that
What?
today, Janovich?
Yeah, I saw it, but it's basically confirmed to what first April's Fool's joke, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
it's just a slap in the face to me because I want my damn squat. I want midgets with gambesons that could stop bolt around. Oh.
So I'm not like the most informed into 40k lore. Like I know my stuff, but not deep like most of the fans do. So
Mhm.
they're basically like dwarfs in space, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yes.
Okay.
Pretty
Yeah,
much
true.
dwarf
That
in
is just the
space.
crux of it.
The crux
That,
of
that
it,
is the
yes.
core concept.
Start
They're,
sounding like a
they're
dwarf again.
yeah, as they would put it in the 40k universe, they are considered an abhuman species, so basically an offshoot of original human DNA.
Oh, okay. Well, with how
But they
many
have a
planets
space
there are, there
empire.
should be dwarves somewhere.
Oh yeah, I mean
That's the
they
whole point
actually
of 40k.
they gave the Imperium a run for its money during the early days of the Crusade.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, like because like they live underground a lot and they use tunnels to get places, right? But the tunnels were originally dug for their height, so the marine
Exactly.
like the Imperium had to invent a whole new mark of armor just to counter it. And that's why like stuff like the Mark II and the Mark III, like that kind of Iron Warriors looking armor exists. Literally just to
Mhm.
fight midgets.
Extra shin protection.
Exactly. It's all like it's just extra front armor.
I hate what you call it.
Oh. But no, like some of the other stuff that they've been showing off on the community stuff, like,
What did you
like
guys
there's
think of
some
that Horus Heresy trailer?
animation wise, not too bad.
Just in general, what did you like it?
I liked it, but I'm pretty biased because I like Horse Heresy in general. It's
Uh,
it's certainly no death to hope, but I don't think anything can get close to death to hope.
No, nobody's ever going to
no.
do that again.
Yeah, poor
Ugh,
guy.
what could have been?
But for me, I don't know. I'm not really a big fan of Space Marines in general.
Ooh,
Like,
Oh,
half the chat
yeah,
signing off.
yeah,
yeah.
right. I am head out.
Long time viewers will know that I dislike Space Marines. Like, well, all kinds of Space Marines really. I'm not a fan of Loyalists, Chaos, Custodes, Grey Knights. Pretty much the whole shebang. I, Again, I'm more into like dudes with space guns, like just
So
regular.
you're a guard fan.
Yeah, I'm a
You're
Guard
an
fan and
Imperial
an
guard
AdMech
fan.
fan. Yeah, that's why I'm an AdMech Kommissar.
I mean, when it comes to my factions, my favorites are my top one's always Sisters of Battle. Space nuns with guns. Can never go wrong with
Uh,
the space nuns.
No, they
mhm.
have a really good aesthetic. They're
Yeah,
great.
they do.
Like some of the newer models that they've brought out for don't really show off that aesthetic. Like you know that new Kill Team set that they brought out with the sisters in it?
No, I didn't know there was a kill team set for
Yeah,
sisters.
no, I think what was it? I think it was
Let me check
Sisters
it.
versus Tau.
Yeah, Sisters versus Tau, like Pathfinder versus non, like non-frontline
Novitiates.
sisters.
Yeah,
Oh
well,
yeah, I see what you
they're
mean.
basically trainee sisters.
Mhm. And I actually
I see what you
really
mean.
like
Yeah.
that one. Yeah, I don't like that set because it shows some of the less shown aspects of
Yeah.
the Imperium. Like whenever we think of like Sister of Battle, we always think of like the full flats. We don't really think about like the rear line sisters, which
Yeah.
are
Also,
a lot more common.
the sisters kit from that, like the Novitiates, is the only kit that is a non HQ one that actually comes with that like kind of, what would you call it? Would you call iconic like medical drill gauntlet thing that like the sisters medicine has like the what was the like the I don't know what you call them, but it's like that like medical drill that they use like as part of like a gauntlet that like you see a lot in like the artwork for Wrath and Glory and all that.
Oh, oh my god.
I have to
Yes,
look
I know
up
what you mean.
the
I know what you
Hospitaler.
mean.
The thing that the
Yeah,
Hospitalers
Hospitaler.
have. Like, the only other way to get that arm would be to buy a Hospitaler. And why would you buy a HQ unit to put that on a troop choice?
Oh yeah, Nartekium. Nartekium.
Yeah, Nartesium, that's it. The Nartesium. But, like, some
But
of
I
the other
don't really
stuff.
understand, like, with the kill team, why they suddenly the designs are like completely different. Like like I'm gonna get to the Krieg part, but for example, when you have the orc, like maybe I'm wrong, but there's this I don't know the name. This orc with like a lot of hair all of a sudden and like a beard and
Oh, for the
like they're
commandos?
yeah.
They are hair
Like,
squicks. They are hair
yeah, I know
squicks.
there's squigs, but for like even with like Hammer and Bolter, they made like this orc with a beard, and for some reason, like they also
Mhm.
put
Yeah.
one in the kill team. I think maybe I'm wrong. Let me.
Hold on, I'm looking through them now. I see the one with the beanie.
Yeah. So
just
I
an orc
think,
wearing a beanie.
but I think this my hypothesis is that they want the kill team box to be like a bit more unique.
You,
So
yeah.
like, and it's not something that you can normally use elsewhere, or at least like you can use as an alternate scope, but not like not like something goes 1-to-1 to normal 40k, because they realize that they can sell more stuff to you that way.
Oh
Hmm.
yeah, no,
I
I
found
think I
it.
figured out.
It's the Beast
Was it Zod?
Snagas one.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
Zodgrog Wartsnagger with like that weird looking mad like black hair.
Yeah, that one.
I think from the look that is a hair squeak because like either those are stitches in his head or those are teeth. Because you can kind of see it. I think those are the teeth of the squig.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But it like yeah, it does. It looks weird on an orc to see an orc with loads of hair. He honestly looks like he should be in a mosh pit.
I don't know. I
I
feel
I
like
mean, Mari.
they're trying like new stuff, and it
Mhm.
just doesn't work for me. Like the Creek,
Oh yes,
they
the Krieg
changed some of
kid.
the aesthetics and like the shoulder guards and the mask, and I don't find it attractive
Yeah, the
at all.
mask is somewhat different to the original ones, isn't it?
Yeah, they
It's
put
more.
like a metal
It's a lot.
rod in the center.
Yeah, the metal rod. It's a lot narrower as well because it kind of caves in a bit on the cheeks. Like
Mhm.
it's not a flat shape. But I think that's mostly because of the kind of the skull mask motif they're going with them.
Hmm. I'm just not a fan of those kill team designs for the most part.
I'd rather they just brought the old if they just made the old Creek kits plastic. Back when you could get 20 guardsmen for the same price as 10. I'll never forget those days. When you could get 20 guardsmen in a box for like,
You know,
I think it was
you can
25,
get
30
50
euro.
guardsmen for like €5 if you get a 3D printer.
That is true.
That is true. That is true.
Times are changing.
And then, like, there was a section on the GW website that made me laugh a while ago. I brought it up on an earlier podcast, but it still makes me laugh. The whole expert level model kits section that they had. They were just Forge World kits.
Just put the word expert in it.
They were just it was stuff like the Taunar and its weapons and the Manta. But who the fuck wants to buy a Manta? Like the Manta kit is dog shit.
Let me
Oh,
check.
I don't think you can see. You'd have to go to Forge World to see that now because they took it off the main GW site.
Mhm.
I want the Manta kit for wrecked scenery parts. You pull a squid bar, I see. Pull a squid
Jesus
bar on
Christ.
the Manta kit.
So, but yeah, talking about 3D printing though, like, I really like your Iron Harvest series.
You don't like them?
Ian? I like it.
Uh,
I like it. I really
Okay.
like it.
Good.
Like,
Yeah.
Iron Harvest.
yeah, he's
Jakub
actually
Rostowski
make an
is just
Iron
a great
Harvest.
artist. Yeah.
Yes, I agree with that. Like, holy shit. So, like,
And
what really inspired you to make it? Like, other than the game, of course.
once again, just World War One. When you combine it with
Mm-hmm.
like science fiction or any other genre, it just it
It just
usually
works.
works really well. And
Oh,
like
that
at that
game.
moment, with the whole Games Workshop being ridiculous, I was kind of looking at
Yeah.
like doing something else for a while, and then
Mm-hmm.
I thought about Iron Harvest and was like, that's just a franchise I would really like to make something for. We actually got a couple shout outs from their team from King Art
Oh,
Games who worked on the
Oh,
strategy
that's
game.
cool.
hmm
that's really
So
cool.
that's
I actually
quite
never
a
knew that.
breath of fresh air compared to Games Workshop.
Yeah.
Like get an official shout
I
out,
mean,
like you guys
yeah.
Actually being
keep going.
appreciated.
Yeah, just ridiculous. Games Workshop.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Like I was actually quite positive about Warhammer Plus at some point. Like
and
when it was
then
first announced, I made like a video about the golden age of Warhammer 40k animations, and I talked about
Yeah.
how we were in the golden age and like we shouldn't be too worried about Games Workshop because of their budget. Like things could even improve, but you know that didn't age too well.
It's like milk, basically.
Yeah, it
they
was
thought
just
it would age like
disaster after
wine.
disaster.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. No, I really want to get into 3D printing.
It's
Just
actually pretty simple. Resin printing
yeah,
is like plug and play. Seriously.
it, especially like when I see the prices of models that I want going up in price these days, and the shit they're pulling right now with putting a lot of like the fancier stuff on Forge World, the last chance to buy. Like
Mm-hmm.
all the
Yeah.
contemptor stuff, the Astral Claws stuff is going on fucking last chance to buy. Oh
Last
man.
chance to buy, guys. It'll be back
Until,
in like 1
un-
year, but we're gonna FOMO you anyway.
until we turn it into plastic, and it's worse quality than the resin.
There's a
Ugh.
question from the mighty Elozan.
Oh,
Where did you get a material for your costume? Well, the costume is made up of a lot of materials. Oh, is my internet broken again?
No,
no,
it's still
no, you're
working.
there. Hello.
Yan? Oh no, I think Yan's gone.
I think Jan died.
Yeah,
Oh
my
my god.
connection dropped
Oh,
for a
there we
second.
go.
Okay,
So
there we
about
There
to
we go.
I was about to answer the question. Yeah, right. The uniform is made up of a lot of materials. Actually, some of it is cardboard, some of it is fiberglass. There's leather. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so I should actually make a video about like what's the best practices for making a successful Krieg uniform because there's like quite a lot that goes into it. I'd say some of the hardest parts is obviously the gas mask if you try to like make a custom one. Um, Otherwise, the helmet if you want it accurate, like with the rim on top, not just the style helm,
Yeah.
it's gonna be problematic. But you can get
In
like
more ways
a
than
pretty
one.
good. You can get a pretty good uniform by just getting like military surplus stuff, and maybe
Mm-hmm.
buy some replica stuff from online.
Yeah, like by a lot of military surplus.
hmm
Or 3D printing.
Or 3D printing.
3D
I did
print the
Yes.
gas
design.
mask.
Yeah, I did design a 3D printable Krieg helmet at full size.
Ooh.
and it works pretty well. You just have to like sand it
Yeah.
down a little bit to get rid of the layer lines.
Mm-hmm. I mean, pretty much with all 3D printing, really.
Well, resin, that's just perfect quality
Yeah,
straight out of
yeah,
the
except
printer.
for Resin. But
Oh,
you
And it
know,
sorry.
really
they
depends
cost
on
an
your
arm and a
settings.
leg.
Like,
Sorry, but
Yeah.
I just had to look at YouTube for a split second and see all of the April Fools joke videos that are going up now. Army Painter getting in on it. Those crazy Danes. Apparently they made a joke advertisement for a new product called Sense of War. Basically, roll on deodorant that smells like their paint.
but really, for everyone in chat and who's like watching, viewing, listening right now, if you want to get into 3D printing, like it's not that hard.
Yeah, it's not
I
that
was
hard.
pretty intimidated by 3D printing when like before I started, but when you get your first resin printer and some resin and you just pour it into like in the fat and you click on the test print and it comes out perfectly. You know,
It
it's
just works.
literally plug and play. Yeah. And when stuff goes wrong, of course, it's a little bit of work. Like you can like have stuff dripping or like a failed
Mm-hmm.
print, but generally it's pretty simple. And there's this one guy who says like, I really want to start 3D printing, but I don't have a space that's safely to use. I don't want lung cancer. Some of the printers do come with a filter, so
Yeah.
the smell can be bad from especially like the acetone. So if you go with water-based, water-soluble, washable resin,
It's
then
horrible.
this like it's already a lot better. You don't need the acetone. You can just go with water.
Yep.
It smells a little bit, but if you put it like in your shed or like in a room that you're not using with the window open, it's okay. It's not like your whole house like a toxic wasteland.
You know,
Or if
I've
you're
been
into
eyeing
creeks,
up.
just put your gas mask on.
Yeah. Like I've been eyeing up printers for a while now. It's just I need to save up the money for it.
What? I'm like actually curious now, Janovich. What printer do you use?
My first 3D printer was a Elegoo Mars 2 Pro.
Uh-huh.
I got inspired by watching some Kommissar Gamsa videos, actually.
Gamza.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
the Mars 2 Pro is basically like, I would say the go-to printer for every noob.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because it's very affordable and there's like a lot of community for it. So if you have
Like,
any questions, it's very easy to find.
I was looking at the Mars 2 Mono as a starting point, really. Like I don't know what the difference between the Pro and the Mono is.
Is that the green one?
Yeah, the green one.
Oh.
I got to stick with my color branding.
Honestly, I think the only difference is like on that one, there's not a filter, and also the build height is like a little bit smaller because of the attachment mechanism of the plate.
Yeah.
Like the
But-
knob is like a little bit bigger. That's why you cannot print like an
Massive.
inch higher.
Yeah, but like for doing stuff like Space Marine size, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah, it's exactly the same machine as the Mars 2 Pro. So just
So yeah, I might save up and get myself the Mars 2 Mono then.
yeah, and it's cheaper as well. So I would honestly say just if you can buy the mono, but it wasn't available for me. So.
Is it possible to use PLAs for tabletop? For larger models, yeah. Like I've seen people use PLA printers to make tanks and stuff.
Yeah, like for tanks, yes. Definitely
And
possible.
terrain pieces. But for smaller stuff, I wouldn't recommend it.
Yep.
No, you cannot print a miniature with your SLA printer. PLA printer, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it doesn't really work that well. Like you technically can, but it's not gonna, have details.
Oh
But
god.
yeah, the standard like nozzle printers, the FDM PLA
Mhm.
printers, I would say they're a bit more advanced than resin printer. Like resin printing is just really easy to get into, and when you go into like PLA, there's a
Yep.
lot more settings to keep on track of. Like the default settings don't always work. It doesn't stick to the printing bed, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But still, both are fun and they complement each other very well. If you have both of them, you can print basically everything you want. If you know a little bit of 3D, then you can even make your own models.
Yeah. Just whack out the old blender.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much how we are working on Aerobellica.
What mask would you recommend for a Krieg mask?
What was it? You said a GP2, wasn't it?
Yeah, the
GP5.
GP5. Yeah, and
Oh,
it's
GP5.
very available. It's like there's a lot of them for very cheap, and they fit with a standard NATO 40mm gas mask tube, like
Yeah, just
basically
make
all
sure.
gas masks do. Yeah.
Yeah, just make sure you don't use an asbestos one because
Yeah,
that's
like
not
the
good for
attachment
you.
filter, don't touch it.
Yeah. The standard one is filled with asbestos, so don't use them. Not yet, Vince. That's like 15.
Ooh.
But what I did for my mask is I actually purchased a GP5 and I took off all the metal parts, and
Mhm.
then I made a base of rubber that was very easy to cut into. So I made like the what do you call it, the triangular shape of the mask a little bit, and then I cut some holes into it, and I put the glass in there, and I used some of the rubber parts, like for example that hold the glass. I cut it out of
Mhm.
the rubber and I put that through the hole, so it keeps together pretty well without any glue or anything.
Mhm.
And then I purchased pigskin, which is very fine leather. Like you do not want like the really thick leather that's very hard to work with.
Oh yeah,
But
yeah.
pigskin is very thin and it looks like leather. It's just very easy to work with. So then
Mhm.
I put that on top of the rubber base, and I put a little bit of shoe polish and stuff on to give it a bit of weathering. That's basically how I created my mask.
I just
I would say it
link.
looks really good.
Mhm.
It does
Yeah, I
look
I just
tried to
linked
extremely
make
good.
it as
the
accurate to the lore, like the
Mhm.
original image as I could.
yeah. Oh yeah. I just linked up a picture I just saw there of another April Fool's joke. Since seems like all the wargaming companies are getting in on it today.
Fish gnomes.
Parabellum Wargames have announced the new faction for Conquest, the Fish Gnomes. Fucking Fish Gnomes. Oh my god, I would actually buy those. I'm not even joking. The detail is astonishing. uh, yeah. Have you seen interest in any other war games outside of Warhammer? Or
To be honest, I didn't even play a lot of 40k tabletop. I mostly played the Lord of the Rings strategy battle game.
Oh, wow.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's rare.
Like when I was in high school, I had a friend who played 40k, so I did play a little bit. So I went to the Games
Mhm.
Workshop store and I looked at all the codexes and I picked up one. So you can make a guess which one there was.
Imperial Guard.
Eh.
Eh.
No, it was Black Templars. Like I was one
Ah.
of those edgy
Ah.
kids back then. So I had one squad of Black Templars before I quit the tabletop. But I had always been very interested in Lord of the Rings, so that one stuck with me. Played a lot of
Mhm.
the strategy battle game with my friends. But I sold my armies recently.
Yeah. Yeah. We know this. So like what made you like finally doing it? Like selling all your armies.
Honestly, I just did not have time to play much when I was working full time on my cinematic
Mhm.
projects.
That's fair.
Fair enough.
Like,
Mm.
I don't even have time to play video games much. The only video game I play right now is Vermintide 1.
Not even
And
Vermintide
it's like
2.
a very casual, like maybe
Yeah.
once a week.
Mhm.
But Dark Tide should be coming in September.
Yeah, September 13th. That will be really cool to play with.
At this point, that's the only video game I'm looking forward to. Maybe Space Marine 2, but that's fingers crossed.
Yeah, I don't think we'll see Space Marine 2 for the next 2 years. I think it will take a while, probably.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. Are there any questions in chat?
Yeah. If you guys had any questions in chat, please ask. We will uh give that to Janovich as soon as possible. So I'm like curious on like what make you inspired to do 40K? Like what make you got into 40K in the first place?
Ooh, I don't know actually. Like I said, I purchased the Black Templar Codex, but I was like 13 at that point. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think I really like the artwork most of all, but
Mm-hmm.
like I've been like I've known 40K for a long time. I was never a hardcore fan, like I got into it like very gradually, like maybe listen to like a couple lore videos once a
Mhm.
year, and only like when I started working those wallpapers, that's when I got more into it. And then there was mostly Space Marine stuff at that point because the Space Marine artwork is probably the best of all in 40K, I would
and
say.
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't know exactly what made me appeal to 40K. Like
Ah.
Creek, it's obvious, like it's World War One aesthetic, but I was interested in 40K long before I even knew of Creek.
Mhm.
So what got you guys into it?
For
I mean
me,
for Okay, go ahead, Mari.
the video games got me into Warhammer.
Should
Because
we be thinking Dawn of War? Or?
actually, I started with Fire Warrior as a
Oh,
kid.
the old school.
Yeah,
Jeez.
I started with Fire Warrior as a kid, and then when I got my first laptop, then I bought Dawn of War. I'm pretty
Like
sure
when I
still
was
have
a kid, like 40 years ago.
I think I still have the discs because I bought like when you used to be able to buy like the Dawn of War anthology in like one big bundle.
Mhm.
When they used to come in like all the games in their cases in a cardboard slip. Oh, I miss those days. But no,
How
yeah, I
about
started
you,
with those.
Azura?
For me, I started in 2007, basically with still Dawn of War. It's such a good gateway to the 40K universe, I think. And basically, uh, so like a few months later, I found like, oh, what are these things? Like, I noticed people were playing with Space Marines in like a small shop in a mall that we used to buy like pirated games because it's Southeast Asia. We didn't really have any legal means to obtain games back then.
Mm.
Yeah, so like it was like I noticed those things. Those are like from Dawn of War. Like that's pretty much how it started. And then like I just like bought a box set of the I think it was at the end of 4th edition. So, uh, Battle of Makrak, I think that's like long time ago. I'm like, I think it's been 15 years now. So, yeah, it's been a while. But yeah, I did start from like the minis side of things. You know, I do like the minis.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of people who don't even play the tabletop who are very interested in 40k.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
like me.
That's like,
I'm in it. I'm
Mhm.
in it just for the painting.
mhm. Even when against them, so they're like in sort of in like in where I am, there's literally only 12 people in a city with like 4 million people. So like an actual dozen player who plays 40k. That's not a lot of us.
So that one question, like, are there any models you want Games Workshop to release or remake? Yeah, like I said, I don't really play the 40k tabletop, so I don't really
Yeah.
care much about the models.
I do want
So
Ragnarok
you
though.
know, like Games Workshop had like I would say a pretty bad reputation for a long time, even before Warhammer Plus, obviously. But that was never really my thing. Like sometimes the criticism I get is
Like, where were you when Games Workshop like increased the prices? Blah blah blah. I didn't hear you complaining then.
it's like, bro, that wasn't my problem because I wasn't in the 40k tabletop. So
Yeah.
my problem as an animator is just when Games Workshop bans fan animations
Animation pretty
completely.
much. Yeah. That
That's
that
when
is fair.
yeah, that's when I got sour.
Mm.
And I think that's why the anti GW sentiment is being carried so broadly right now because like I said, there's a lot of people who don't play the tabletop who just enjoy the lore, and when they're going after like their favorite channels, that's when you hurt most of the
Mm-hmm.
people, I think.
Yep.
So everyone always knew they had a bad reputation, but most people just didn't care. Although,
Yeah, because it
like, there's
usually
still a lot
affects
of people who
the.
don't care,
Mm-hmm.
which is fine. Like, if it isn't your problem, then I'm not telling you what to care about. But it's a bit difficult to know, like, how much of the people uh, who like actively boycott Games Workshop, how representative are they for like the whole community?
I
It
think
could be just a
it's
bubble, like on
fairly.
YouTube.
Yeah, it's like a very small bubble.
Right, yeah. Although their stocks did drop almost 50% since the release of Warhammer Plus. So,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, sure, their stock prices went up and all that since the great locks went upon us. But now that
the
everyone's
Great
able to go
Norgo
back,
Plague, yeah.
the great Nurgle plague. But now that the right prayers have been said to push back that plague, you know, everyone's going back out. Not many people are going to be doing the hobby anymore because I'm imagining a lot of them did it just to kill time.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, it's very
that's
curious
probably
why
going to
it
go
dropped so
down.
hard, but it, it's definitely something that's it's a lot of factors, but that will definitely have been one of the factors.
Yeah. Do we have any more questions?
Yeah. Keep
Did
the
any more
questions
play
coming,
of the?
guys, if you want.
Oh, there we go. Did any of us play a Rights of War? I have it on my GOG account, but I haven't played it yet because I think it doesn't even launch on Windows 10. Because I'm pretty sure Rise of War is a game from like the 90s.
Yeah, it is from 99. Oh god.
Good lord.
I
I tried getting Chaos Gate to work, and that wouldn't work for me. Oh.
yeah, Chaos Gate pretty much doesn't work on Windows 10.
Nah. Fire Warrior works, just saying. And then there's also the fantasy game. There's also that fantasy game that came out as well. What was it? Shadow of the Horned Rat.
Oh god, yeah.
And then there was.
I'm always curious though, like
Epic
why?
Armageddon as well.
There was Epic Armageddon as well as Final Liberation, the one with the Kommissar Holt.
Wasn't that? Yeah, that was Final Liberation. Yeah, the one where you. Like,
yeah, that was Final Liberation.
Kommissar slaps planetary governor.
As it should be.
I'm actually like curious though, the old Space Marine was like really small, like compared to like modern Space Marines, which is really funny when like in FMV.
Here you go. With the advent of 3D printers and with Games Workshop's current attitudes towards its own community, what are your thoughts for local gamers just wanting to get into making proxy armies with printers? I say fucking go for it. It's your hobby.
Yeah. Just play with your friends.
Yeah.
Most of the fun anyway.
Forget about tournaments. Just make your own tournaments at home with your friends.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And also, don't use Crusade rules. Just make your own narrative rules if you want. Crusade rules are hard.
I mean, like, if it's like in a local shop, like people generally don't mind if like you use.
As long as the owner is okay with it, go with it.
Yeah, or like your friends are okay with it.
Yeah. How many
Azura, what made you do the boom 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 cover?
Oh, what made me do that boom 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 cover? Oh my god. I basically was just, I mean, I've been following your channel since the start. Like since the
really?
Like when you like, yeah, I actually followed your channel since the start. So, I just like every once in a while I have these urges to like shit posts. that's pretty much the origin, as well as like seeing Storm like posting it, and like me, Mari, and Renvalia, who is not here, work a lot with Storm, and it's just like a match in heaven, I guess.
Yeah, when I saw that, I was a bit flabbergasted, but it was nice. Yeah. Was that one of the reasons you invited me here? Because I commented on that video.
Maybe. No, it's a lot of factor. I was just like, I was basically just like, you know what? It would be really cool to invite Janovich here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you. Absolutely nothing. Like I was already contacted by you, but then absolutely nothing said. Like he was told to reach out to me.
Yeah, because I'm yeah.
Getting
because
those
I actually like talk a lot more with absolutely nothing before, like like he was here and like we talked about a lot of stuff on stream and off stream. Yeah, like I want to like like interview more people, especially with like the whole whatever community thingy.
Yeah, I think that would be good actually.
Mm-hmm.
We're all like separate islands, and I don't see a reason why that should be.
Yeah, like being the Brits. Yeah, that's basically the concept.
Oh, the Brits.
Although, I would see why people would be, maybe hesitant to go on a VTuber podcast.
That's fair.
I've got a reputation there. Nah, I don't care. But
I actually
it's
never
like
had like yeah.
there's
I never
some
had
people
like any
who.
proper rejection.
Sorry, there.
No, I'm actually just saying that I never had any rejection, like hard
Oh, okay.
rejection, like oh no,
Mm.
yeah.
Well, like, from all the guests that we've had so far, like it's been a very, let's say, like welcoming kind of feeling, really,
Mm.
especially like
Mhm.
with the Warhammer community itself. Like even if GW is not as great with their community as they want, if they think they are,
That's an
the
understatement.
the
Yeah,
actual community itself is actually really good.
Mhm.
that's true. Yeah, it's for some reason there's sometimes you read like the Warhammer community is so toxic. It's something I've never noticed. Like like it's one of the most supportive communities you can find actually.
Yeah, like it's
Like the
like
whole fact they
everywhere
have
else.
been yeah.
It's like everywhere else in the world. You're always gonna find, that one
I think it's
section
like
that's not great.
1%.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
there's like
1% that's
a
not
really
great.
small section. Hmm.
But by and large, like they're pretty chill.
Absolutely.
Warhammer is for everyone.
Uh,
Even Games Workshop knows that.
Hmm.
Warhammer is for everyone, even those that don't buy our products. Yeah, yet.
Yeah, there are yeah, there are always bad apples in a community. There are always bad apples. But if you're like in the community itself, they're like a very minuscule, and even like if you found them, they're usually like like uh it's not that hard to just block them on social media. That's like
Yeah, blocking exists. But still,
Right, it's like that joke like I get bullied on the internet and just shut down your computer for one day
yeah, go
and
touch
all your problems
grass.
go away. Yeah.
like my brother in Christ or my brother in the Emperor. Just block the guy.
Yeah.
Warhammer is for everyone, unless you are poor. Too true.
Yeah.
That's a big true.
Or Russian apparently.
Oof.
Oof.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
There's been a lot of like I made that post on my community tab, but there's a lot of mixed opinions about that one. Like
Mhm.
obviously people see some merit in like the sanctions on Russia, but you have to wonder like what's that gonna do for like the everyday people? Like you're not gonna convince Putin to do anything. Like so then they say like you have to push um, the population to make changes, but like we're talking about a dictator, not like a democratic country. So
Mm.
it's a
Yeah,
bit
Yeah,
double, I'd say.
it's
selling
uh,
some little plastic models isn't going to change anything.
mhm.
No.
Uh, oh, well. I don't know. I just saw something that's Krieg related that looks cool.
Oh,
Oh,
The god himself, Lord Duncan, painted a decorated Krieg Baneblade for a 2-year celebration.
nice.
It's a Krieg Baneblade. Oh, God. Duncan's been hitting it out of the park lately, hasn't he?
Mhm.
Especially with his paint line.
Oh,
Like,
right, yeah.
did you see Asmodee? Is it Asmodee?
Mhm.
To, they're doing the distribution rights in the States for his paint.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah,
Modi?
so they're actually going to be like helping produce and sell it in America.
Nice.
Yeah,
Good for him.
yeah. I've heard good things about the paints. They're not bad. Though I don't know. It's just the price of the Kickstarter when it did happen is what scared me off, because it was like it would have cost me like 200-300 euro before tax. I'm like, before tax, you say?
Before tax. Yes.
And because
Ah.
that goes over threshold, I'd have to pay import taxes as well.
Mhm.
Ooh.
I don't want to pay import taxes.
The bad thing about import taxes is they're like really unpredictable.
Well,
Like it's
yeah,
just whatever the tax guys put on it. Like
yeah.
what's in the box? I don't give a shit. Just $50 import.
I mean, like, on something like that, so if we say it was 300 euro, right? First, there's the VAT, which in my country is 13.5%. And then the import tax is 20%. So I'd have to pay another 33% of the cost just in taxes.
Makes a grown up cry.
It does. Sounds like my order from my local gaming store has just arrived with the doorbell.
Oh,
One moment.
nice.
Ooh.
Mm.
But you know that exclusive miniature from Warhammer Plus, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
There was I think like 66% of the people they chose the Vindicator assassin. And there's this one mad lad who made a 3D printable copy of that and
Mhm.
shared it. And it looks pretty close, I'd say. It's like it's not 100%, but
Yeah, close
So,
enough. Close enough.
yeah. So the exclusive miniature of Warhammer Plus is not even exclusive anymore. It's
You
just
talking
hilarious.
about which one, the Orc or the Vindicator?
Vindicator,
Vindicator,
Vindicator.
yeah.
The only thing
Like the
special about
statue
it,
one, yeah.
yeah, that the statue is the only thing that's special about it.
Yeah, all right.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's
when
like,
I like
you could just make.
when I found that file, I just had a really good chuckle.
I chortle. Oh, time for a special
so,
live open.
so Janovich, I have to ask you about, like 3D printing. How bad is your treasure trove of STL files?
Okay.
not that bad actually. No.
Oh, not that bad. Not that bad. Mine has gone like a few.
To be honest, I don't print a lot of miniatures. I try printing like household stuff mostly.
All right. Fair
Yeah.
enough. Fair enough.
Like
It's
I've got
just my
like
STL collection.
the Iron Harvest stuff I'm working on. I converted some like the Erlkonig to a 3D
Ah,
printable
yeah.
model, so that was fun, and I have that one on my desk. And I gave one to my intern on the cinematic project. I got
Mhm.
someone who reached out to me after Frax, and he said, "I want to come work with you on the next project for half a year for my internship." So I gave him one as well, and now with his new design for a French Mac,
Mhm.
that's obviously going to be printed for him as well.
Nice.
But yeah, but not too much. No, I purchased one of those Victory Corps, I think it's called. Uh, it's like a Krieg proxy. They're
Oh, the
really good.
Oh,
Valor.
yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, the Valor.
Yeah, those are really
One of
nice.
those on my desk. The the commander one.
I'm just gonna tell you this: if you get a subscription to Raging Heroes, oh my god, I'm like
You
sitting on like
you have a problem buying from Raging Heroes.
I do. Like I have
Honestly,
like
I can totally understand like that you like just hoarding STLs. Like, I'm gonna print
Yeah.
this one day.
No. I'm like, I don't even like have plan to print all of them. I'm just like, I just want the STLs, I guess.
Oh,
I have a hoarding problem, honestly. Like, thankfully it's digital, so
the best
not
upgrade
that
I had
bad.
for my 3D printer is the flexible build plate. That
Yeah.
for resin printing, it's really invaluable.
Hmm.
You don't have to get your
You don't
build
have to
plate
get a
of the
scraper.
machine anymore, so it's always calibrated.
And you don't have to
so-
use a scraper.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
And like scraping your models off the build plate, that's always such a hassle.
Hmm. Yeah, let me check how many STL series I got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, 9.
Like everything I ordered is here, which is nice.
Oh, what did
Because
you get, Mari?
2 more Primaris models to work on that true scale Astral Claw project.
Ah,
So I have the Lieutenant with
Wait.
Power Sword.
Why do true scale Primaris exist? Because they're essentially already
no,
true scale.
No, but
Space
because
Marines.
Primaris are the closest thing to true scale I can get because Astral Claws were still firstborns.
Right.
And because it's near enough impossible getting normal tactical squads these days, I thought I'd make more impactful looking singular models. But yeah, now I've got the Lieutenant with Power Sword and an Apothecary right in front of me to add to this little kill team. So now it's just going to be the long weekend process of kit bashing these.
mm-hmm.
But yeah, let's see what else we got going on.
So what are your guys' favorite YouTube channels? Except me, of course.
Of course.
Except
From my
you.
end, okay, from my end, I am studying cooking, so I do watch a lot of like cooking channels,
Oh, nice.
especially like cooking tasting history with Max Miller and Townsend, which is like a channel that focuses on 18th century like cooking and lifestyle.
Oh, cool. That's nice.
Yeah.
I think for me at the moment, I've actually been watching this channel called North of the Border. Like he makes a lot of like really high detail like clay statues and stuff of like video game characters.
Mm.
And he just did one. He did one today, actually, or put one out today. It's like a really realistic but cursed version of Winnie the Pooh.
Does he has the
It's
face of like Xi Jinping or something?
No, it's just if Winnie the Pooh was made by the Brothers Grimm.
Ooh.
Ah,
But like the one thing I saw from him that really got me was that he made a photorealistic version of the Ender Dragon from Minecraft. Or a really cursed looking toad from Mario. And I tell you, he is cursed looking. Like, I'll just get a screen grab of him and put it in the collab chat for you two.
all right. Fair enough.
And then you can put it up on screen or something for a second to show everyone else. Right, let me see. Collab chat. Here we go. There he is.
Okay. Oh my god, that is very cursed.
Oh man, just
I'm
that
just such a
face.
noob. I don't know how to get into the
Ah.
the chat of the. I'm stuck in like looking at your pictures.
Do you see like the? Do you see like a thing that says collab chat with like a little hashtag beside it?
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
click on
oh
that.
shit.
His eyes.
It looks like a Groot a little bit with those eyes, right?
It's beautiful.
Yeah. It's beautifully cursed. Oh god, the way if you position it a bit better, you can make it look like it's the Krieg guys showing it off. It's like, hey. Oh my god. When Krieg tries to do art.
Mhm.
Oh, don't ask them to play Mario. God. It's just but yeah, no, that's been a recent obsession of mine with YouTube channels. But I think outside of that, I think one of the main ones that I've been that I've been watching for a long time.
Mhm.
I've actually I've been watching Food Insider for like the past few months because they do those comparisons of like the UK and US versions of different restaurants, and you just see the absolute massive gap in like variety and calorie count between the two countries. Oh, it's
Oh god.
painful.
Yeah. Especially like US size and portions.
Plus, also, it's like for some reason when you go to places like Domino's or Pizza Hut, right?
Mhm.
England only have 10. Like they cut their pizza into 9 slices, where America will cut it into 10 slices.
Uh-huh.
I don't get it. Like, what? Why not just cut it into 10 equal slices? And then
I
it's like,
don't know either.
well, you get like in America you get a 14-inch pizza, right?
Mhm.
But the English are so weird, and they go 13 and a half. Like 13 and a half inches. Why do you take half an inch off? Oh, but what about yourself, Janovich? Janovich.
Yeah, and like for some reason, right now my algorithm is showing me a lot of what do you call it, Call of Duty footage for some reason. But
You look at that
I
one Call
what
of
I
Duty
really love
meme
watching
video.
is those boss battles, history march, like this historical, like the stuff I'm doing right now with the Frax lore.
Mhm.
But then about like Roman era, like I can watch that stuff forever. Like watching ancient battles unfold with squares attacking each other from top
Oh
down.
Oh,
yeah, I've seen
Yeah,
that
but
channel
Kings
before.
and General, or
yes,
like
exactly.
Wizards and what's their new channel now? Wizards and Warlord.
Yeah.
But I don't know why it's so fascinating. You're just watching boxes fight it out from the top, and then like a shitload of historical facts. You just like, what are you ever going to do with all those facts? But I don't know. I'm pretty
I
obsessed with
mean,
history.
it's a reason why why we play with toy soldiers, I guess.
True.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've also been watching a lot of like meme videos about Elden Ring. Like all the like really messed up like meme builds that people make.
Mhm.
Oh, like what was it? The Bubble Boys. They use those like
All right.
oracle horns. Yeah, they just called
Mhm.
them the Bubble Boys.
Elden Ring is from Dark Souls, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
made by the same people.
Same creator.
Lioness, boycott the pizza. Just eat it whole. Yes.
Yes.
No slices.
Lioness understands. Just eat it whole.
And
Ugh.
anyway, are there any further questions?
Yeah, because I do believe we have come up.
I
with
have a question.
Oh,
Sure.
okay.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, because like obviously I've got like these pose images like in the thumbnail of myself in this uniform and stuff. But I was people like saying, "Oh, like Krieg is my favorite VTuber now." So I was actually looking in how to start like a VTuber character, but
Uh-huh.
it was too difficult for me. It was just too
I mean-
much out there, like very confusing.
I think
So I was
nowadays
wondering, like,
you
how do you
just
do it?
need
Like how do you track your
oh, my model?
Like how
character?
okay, so
I just use webcam.
first of all, yeah, webcam and something. If you're using a 2D model like we do, you get a
Mhm.
thing called VTube Studio.
Hmm.
Or if you're using a 3D model, which some people do use, like that I started out with, and Commy did start out with one as well, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
You use what was it called? Was it what was the program you used for 3D?
I use Mitene, Tritin.
Oh yeah, Mitene, and then I used VC Face. But
Yep.
basically,
Yeah,
it
and
just
then
tracks the
I did
movement
change
from
to
your.
face.
But it's
Yeah,
actually
but
quite complex, right, to make one of those characters and like have everything move in perfect order.
if you know what you're
That-
doing, it's from
Oh,
what I've heard from some people that make them. If you once you know what you're doing, like it's easy.
Yeah.
Like if you're going
It's
into it
not
like as
that
a
hard.
first time, yeah, if you're going into it as a first timer, it might be a bit of a steep learning curve.
Mm-hmm.
right.
But like if you already have some experience with modeling and all that, like it's fine. Because
Well,
like I think with the 3D one, it might be easier when you already have 3D modeling experience, like with stuff with Blender and all that.
honestly, I felt a bit defeated, right? Because
Oh.
professional rigger like cannot figure out how to animate his VTuber character.
No.
Yeah.
But no, then like I think is it like Adobe Animate that they use for doing the 2D ones?
No, like Live 2D. They use
Oh yeah,
the
Live 2D.
software is called Live 2D.
Yeah, when outside of once you have like the drawn, that is like when you're going to actually rig the thing, you use Live 2D.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of, I think that's
Yeah.
like that's sort of the similar principle to some of those like Japanese gacha games use
Well,
for their artwork.
maybe one day there's a Greek VTuber.
Maybe.
That can work. That could be arranged.
Mm-hmm.
My internet broke down again. Yeah.
Oh no.
So maybe
Well,
I'll say it again.
can't-
Maybe one day there's a Greek VTuber, but who knows?
one day.
Who knows? But if you want to like use my base as a reference, just ask. Like I don't mind.
Alrighty then.
Yeah.
Alrighty then. Okay, go all Ace Ventura on it.
So I guess I think we're good like to end the stream here.
Yeah, I believe so. Like, unless we can come up with another topic out of our heads.
No, I don't have anything on top of my head at the moment.
Plus, it's getting late for you, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 10:34 p.m. So, anyway, thank you everyone for coming. I've been your host, Kommissar Azura, my co-host,
What?
Mari,
Yeah.
and our special guest for today, Janovich.
My pleasure.
And I will see you all next time. Bye bye.
Bye.